Bonjour, Fit Femme. Nathalie coming at you from Boston, from our hotel room, and from my bed, I suppose, with my dear friend and fellow entrepreneur and mentor for my entire yoga career, and person who I love and I cherish, and current accountability partner when it comes to all the stuff that I'm doing, the wonderful Lisa Greenbaum. Thank you so much for joining me on my bed, as opposed to your bed that's right over there. Because we're filming where we are, and at a convention, this is the quietest spot.
It
is in our room. And we're going to have some time to catch up a little bit. And Lisa shares, because she's been through this whole transformation of your career to a certain extent, realignment and transformation and wonderful stuff that you have been doing and will be launching. And for all of us who are growing our careers and in that growth mindset, what a fantastic opportunity to catch up with the leader that is Lisa. So tell me what 2019 has been all about.
Okay. 2019 was a very big year for me. And, you know, as you mentioned, I did kind of restart and kickstart my career in a very different way, still yoga, and but also really letting the yoga lead the way in a different way. Does that make sense? I don't know. Okay.
It makes sense because I know, but go ahead. What do you mean by that?
I wanted to feel that every single day that I was working on things that were coming from my heart and for the betterment of the people that were around me. So my friends and my family, but as well as sort of the greater community at large. And that's honestly why I got into fitness in the first place anyways. But yoga's a little bit different because yoga really helps us start to step back and connect within. And it certainly helps with our physical health, but it helps with our mental health as well in a different way. So anyways, that was sort of the driving force behind it. And I left my former position in June of 2018 and really feel like I took that whole first calendar year as a bit of a sabbatical. Got back into teaching, which is something that I was missing very much, like just teaching classes at studios and Good Life where I teach as well, just taking on more classes. And going on trips. So I just came back from India. I did 3 weeks in Bali. And really exploring what I wanted to do. So again, getting back to that sort of leading from my heart piece and just letting things bubble up to the surface. And as they bubbled up, I realized some of the things that were important to me, like my why, you know, big buzzword in the industry, but it's so crucial and important to know. And, you know, what I wanted to do and what I really saw for myself over these, you know, this next sort of stage of my career. And
And you've been doing so much work behind the scenes, because there's the things that we do, and it's funny, Lisa and I were talking, and she's like, I haven't put as much stuff on social media, and there's times where we're like, we need to pull it back, and we need to bring it back up, but you've been doing a ton of work behind the scenes, learning and growing, behind the scenes, and like we just said, behind the house. So tell us about some of the stuff that you've been...
So it's funny, because I say, like, I've been on sabbatical, but anybody that knows me knows that I am a workaholic, and I love to just do and being involved. So we built a studio behind our house to do so we could do small group sessions and create a small community of people working in wellness.
You say we, that's I was going to say you and your husband both.
Yes. My husband and I, he's a psychotherapist, and just trying to bring together a collective of people helping, because I'm also a certified yoga therapist. And just finished building 2 websites back to back. So my own personal website that I had to relaunch and just get on a better software system, make it a little bit more easier to navigate and allow me to do different things. And just finished building, haven't even announced it yet. So hopefully when this video goes live, I have fixed some of the quirks.
Bugs, don't go on. No, go on. We're good.
But just finished doing the website for my retreat business, which is where I am throwing my heart now, as far as a framework of business that I really want to build, and I'm very excited about it.
And when we first talked, when you switched over to the second half of your career, similar to, and you and I did it in kind of similar
Is it the
times.
second or third half? I don't know. It doesn't matter.
I say second, meaning there's a whole half left.
Yeah.
Is kind of how I see it, because our bones might be a little bit older, but we're still feeling like young and fresh, and there's a lot to do out there.
Yes.
But when you do that, you hadn't talked to me a whole lot about the retreat stuff, and then it seemed to be where you're gravitating, and that seems to be something that you're so excited about now. And I mean, a lot of people do retreats, but a Lisa Greenbaum led retreat is a bit of a different story to me. So tell us about that business.
Sure. So it's called Sangha Wellness Retreat. Sangha is community in Sanskrit. And that is sort of the driving force behind it, is creating a space where we can come together and enjoy a vacation we don't need a vacation from.
Say that again. Enjoy a vacation we don't need a vacation from. Right.
How often do you go on vacation where you don't stop?
Yeah.
You eat rich food, you go to all-inclusives, you drink.
You're traveling, but you're not vacating.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But also to really start, and it's not necessarily just yoga, but just different things to just kind of come back to ourselves. So what I'm doing is, it's not just me that's leading retreats, is I'm opening this up for other people to come in and lead retreats under sort of my umbrella of wellness, or the other leg that's going to be part of this package is to help people organize and create retreats for themselves to go out and share with their clients.
Which, if anybody's tried, legally, operationally, financially, etc., going in other countries, everything else, you never realize how substantial it is to actually do that. And running events, you and I have run a ton of events in Canada, but running events outside of that is a whole other ball of wax, and the licenses that you need and everything else.
Yeah.
So I think it's just such a gift that you can give to people that individually really tough to do, but for you to pull that community together towards Sangha is such a fantastic opportunity that you're sharing with everybody. It's such a gift, I think.
Thank you.
Which is, again, not surprising, because that's you reconnecting with your why and bringing all those people together.
Well, and I feel like it's a lovely evolution. And I know so many of my friends that are in the yoga and fitness business where we've been, doing one-on-ones and doing group classes and doing different workshops and different events. But, we're kind of also searching for, okay, what is the next step? And of course, how else can I bring in more revenue for myself, right? And I think that's also, of course, being in the yoga business, I think it's still, we still need to take care of ourselves. And so it's nice to think about that piece as well. How can I earn a little extra income by still doing something that I love? Yeah.
Which is often the case after the event, people realizing, like, I made $3.
Well, and with truly, yes, with events, because it's
a lot to handle.
There is a lot more than just paying a whatever the rental fee is for the space that you're using.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of moving parts.
Excellent. And so you talk about that community, and I know that you're a person who thrives off that opportunity to collaborate with others. How are you making sure that for yourself as an entrepreneur, as Lisa Greenbaum, that you not only provide it for other people, but that you get it for yourself so that you can stay stimulated?
I love that. It's crucial because, so many of us, and now being in the entrepreneur world as well, is it can be so isolating. We all work from home now, and we're just up on social media keying out to people, but it's different. And having worked in an office with people for so many years, and now to just have my cats as my fellow people in the place. Anyways, it's great to have people to reach out to, and I am so grateful for you. Because you certainly answer all of my questions when I'm texting you at random times going, oh my gosh, what do you think I should do with this? Not even, do you think we can schedule a time to call? I'm like, I get right to it.
Yeah. And the
you
calls.
Always answer.
Sometimes we have the calls.
But we do have the calls too. I think it's so important that to have a network of people around you that are in the industry, because it helps understand what the industry is about and the passion and all of the things that go if you're in the fitness industry.
And the pain points and the challenges that we've, lived through in different times, and we can relate to one another.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
So that's important, and absolutely, just having different people, mentors that you can reach out to. Another huge piece that I always credit is being part of WIFA, the Women in Fitness Association. That has been a lovely lifeline, just to know that I have this, crew of women around waiting to support. But I think also, there's, when you are working on something and trying to work through all the moving parts, we miss things. And sometimes, when you're working on things, you get caught in, and this totally happened to me yesterday, where I was in the last few minutes before I was getting on a call, I'm still like poking at this picture on my website that I didn't like and changing it 15 different times and starting to get worked up instead of just saying, it actually can just wait until tomorrow. But it's hard to see the big picture, and by having somebody else to get on the phone with or have coffee with and just talk about what's going on, it just reminds you of, what is the big picture and what are some of the small things that I'm working on that maybe I don't need to work on. Maybe I can start hiring out for some of the things. And then
people who can help. I mean, you've sent people over to me, I've sent people over to you, and there's questions that we have, and it's like, I'm struggling with this part on a landing page, on this, on that. It's like, I know a great graphic designer, and to just help one another out. Because,
or have you heard of this program?
Have you heard of this program? Or this really works for me. Have a look at it, and sharing that. And coming at it from a place of abundance, which, you and I've talked a little bit about, and I talk a little bit about, you talk a lot about, but just the idea of the, what's mine is yours, and we only get stronger as we help one another. So that collective, collaborative type of effort as leaders, to take us out of our solitude, but to also, like, if you think about the value of that, as opposed to just having to pay somebody for everything, you're like, this I can do on my own because somebody shared it with me, somebody taught it to me. So it's really priceless.
No, it's so good, and just to have other people too, to be able to see your potential, that does start to get lost, especially when we are just sort of working on one thing by ourselves. But other people to see your potential and to inspire you and say, hey, did you think about doing this? Or maybe it's time for you to take on the next leap. Somebody
who believes in you.
Yeah.
Who sees, and I think that's the sweet spot when it comes to coaching and mentoring, is somebody who understands where you are, yes, and it helps if they're in your industry, and all these things are there. But there's also a little bit of it, you love the person enough to know when it's right to challenge them.
Yes.
Which I feel like, you and I have that opportunity.
Yes.
Is if you see me doing something and you're like, so I get everything's there, but you love me enough to pick up the phone and be like, I noticed something. I feel like that's something that maybe is a little bit off brand, or something that you've been doing it for a while now. Where are you taking this? I see there's a light to be shined on there.
Yes.
And so there's the caring and the compassion that's there to be able to challenge one another and lift one another up.
Yeah.
And be a big fan. I'm a big fan of yours. I know she knows that, but I'm a big fan of yours
too.
So tell me what is in store, what we can see in 2020 coming from you. What's next? What are some exciting things if people want to be able to connect with you moving forward?
Great. Thank you. So 2019 for me was about hustling and really starting to drive things up, even though I said it was a sabbatical year, right? It was like a split and split. Anyways,
hustling
as
sabbatical.
I said,
yeah.
Only me.
Yeah.
Anyways, but this year for me is alignment. And letting some of the things that bubbled up to the surface, and the things that really stuck, like knowing that I wanted to work with groups of people and build out a huge global community and go on trips and encourage people to go on trips with retreats. But the other piece that I do love to do, outside of teaching, of course, which is always my number one love, is write. And I want to get a little bit more serious about writing, because even though I do keep a regular blog and I've had the opportunity to write for different magazines, I have definitely for the last year and a half, but for probably since I was a kid, wanted to put a book together and write a book. So I don't know if it'll happen in 2020 for sure, but I definitely want to start working on it.
Well, you put it out there.
I put it out there.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, I'm not going to say I'm going to write a book in 2020, just in case.
You will start writing a book
But I'm going to
in
start,
2020.
yes, I want to get a little more serious about my writing. And that's, one of the things that I love about sort of building out, one of the things, that I do when I, because this is the third company now that I've worked on and helped sort of build from its infancy, is as sort of the templates get made and as things start to fall in, and I know that will still take a number of years, but as certain things start to fall in order, then that allows me to step back and really build out more content for things and do some writing. And so
that's really exciting.
Yeah.
And where can everyone find you? What's the easiest place for them to get to you?
So I think it's
the website.
Yeah,
through your social media?
LisaGreenbaum.com.
LisaGreenbaum.com.
And that's my Facebook is. My personal page is Lisa Greenbaum, and then Lisa Greenbaum Yoga is where
there you go.
That stuff goes on.
And we'll put all that
Instagram
on
is Lisa
there.
Greenbaum. Yeah, it's just
Yes.
I'm Lisa Greenbaum.
Lisa
Greenbaum.
Greenbaum.
Just find me through Lisa Greenbaum.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing this time with me.
Oh.
Thank you for kind of sharing this room and kind of this bed with me for a little while. And I wish you the best of luck, and I can't wait to take part in some of the things you'll be offering moving forward. Love you. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Okay.